Take me out to the ball game. Wait, keep me in, avoid crowds. Order some takeout and eat some snacks. I don't care if my new card is maxed as I root for the remote. Ding! If it's not 4K, then shame, 'cause it's tuned to ESPN for the old ball game.
Oh, Chris never fails to deliver. Here we are, the start of the Major League Baseball season coming up later this week. I know some folks are out there watching some of the early play right now. I'll talk more about that in a minute, as well as Yahoo Fantasy and a cool opportunity for you Mets fans out there. I'm looking at you, Matt Davis. This is for you to jump all over. So more on that in a moment, but we're going to start today with Guru from Verizon Media, get an update on how he and the team are doing. A lot of things always happening with the media team. Recent deals with Walmart, CBS, and some 5G too. Guru, good to have you back. Q2 sparked some significant changes across the world, affecting how we all live our lives. How have you seen the consumer habits shift, and how are you and the team thinking about new experiences today?
Hey, Jeremy, first of all, good to be back here on Up to Speed and good to see you. So thanks for having me here. You know, you're exactly right, Jeremy. Trends we were expecting to unfold over the next decade, which is next 10 years, in many ways have accelerated in the span of months. And these new consumer habits, when you think about moving from offline to online, we all do it now, ordering from restaurant, ordering from grocery stores, all of that will have a long impact in terms of COVID-19 pandemic and beyond that, becoming more permanent behavior. So for us, we are really looking at how we can leverage our assets and play an even bigger role in the lives of nearly 900 million monthly active users globally. So one of our big focuses here, based on all the learnings and what we're seeing, has been commerce. And we want to make it easy for our users to connect and transact with brands. A focus for us to help consumers save their money and also, get to everyday purchases. So you mentioned Walmart as an example. That was actually our first, it's an industry first partnership with Walmart. As we know, the biggest grocery retailer in the US, by enabling millions of Yahoo users to make their grocery purchase online through inbox. So just for context, we have millions of users on Yahoo Mail today who get grocery coupons or have intent to purchase, but we never connect them closely. That's what excited Walmart. So the launch of groceries from Walmart makes it easier for every Yahoo Mail users to browse and buy essential groceries from Walmart. You can literally create a shopping cart, add the wish list, pretty much complete most of the shopping journey within the mailbox. So it's first time any mail provider has done because it's your utility tool in many ways. So really for us is moving from that trusted content to commerce journey. I've always said that we are in the inspiration creation business. And when you think about inspiration creation, you create that content early on for people to engage. But the next step is to convert. Let that be transactions. We talk about betting as an example. So a lot of that commerce work is around converting that inspiration to the next step. The second piece I would mention is around subscription business. Again, we've seen a great uptick in some of our products like Yahoo Finance Premium, Yahoo Plus Tech, Yahoo Mobile as well, which we launched recently. So those are the two big consumer trends we are seeing, and we're definitely making sure we do everything to be consumer centric and launch products around them.
I'm excited to try to order my groceries now through my Yahoo Mail. I'm excited to do that. So, Guru, businesses, we know how small business has been impacted and up and down the line there. They've had to adapt quickly to the new world and finding new ways to engage. Tell us a bit how Verizon Media has helped bring value to those B2B customers during this time as well.
Yeah, and Jeremy, you're right. Look, a lot of businesses have struggled, but also we know in the US, at least, we've seen these businesses, one of the core values for them has been resilience. So, and what we've done in that process is we've been constantly looking at how we can help our B2B partners to adapt to this new world, new consumer behavior, and engage these new consumers in new ways. So a big advantage that we have for many other media companies is Verizon's 5G. That's something, as you know, we are in many cities now, which powers, one of the things I've said is one of the biggest industries that will disrupt right away from an experience is going to be media. which includes content and advertising. So we launched recently Verizon Media Immersive. So this is when you think about, we have the largest online extended reality platform for advertising and content with 900 million users globally, but also when you think about US, powered by 5G. So the suite of products that will include is augmented, virtual, and mixed reality, which is new opportunity for advertisers to create almost a new format, which people are going to be able to engage with in a more seamless manner, one-of-a-kind experience, bringing the digital and physical world together. And 5G really, in a way, in many ways, accelerates that and makes it even better. For consumers, what that means, if you're shopping for furniture online, you can interact with the 3D visualization of the product through your camera on your phone, place the product anywhere in your living room, literally know the dimension, how the product will interact. I was trying out the product last week. Literally, I was looking at a sofa and saying, hey, this is the dimension. That's how it's going to really look in the living room. So think about that interactivity, changes your purchase behavior, changes your interaction with content. So that's one on the immersive side. And the second, on the international front, as you know, we have a lot of users and partners there as well. We announced new strategic partnership with America Mobile, who will be our exclusive reseller for our ad and business solutions in Mexico to start with, and many other countries in the region. So that's a great start. And the last bit I would mention is we also announced, I think you mentioned in your intro, being a preferred SSP, which is supply side platform for CBS News Digital, ET Live, which is more around connected TV inventory. Again, these are all new and innovative formats when you think about connected TV. So I'm proud how much teams have capitalized some of this growth area. So this is, if you summarize all this, this is key to our 5G strategy, ties all the way from infrastructure to application layer, because emerging media formats like CTV, AR, VR will benefit from 5G. And these partnerships we are securing in this sector will help us set up for success and scale. And just as we are helping partners reach audiences today, we're leading the way and enabling them in these new formats of the future, which is pretty much here.
Yeah, that's exciting stuff. Bringing 5G together with some of these big names, Walmart, CVS, always doing good stuff. Guru, thank you so much for the updates. Good to have you here with us as always. Now, we're not done talking about Verizon Media and the impact that the organization has on us as Verizon. Each week, we're highlighting a V-teamer and why they've chosen to work for Verizon. So today, we're going to share Soyirindhi's story. Have a look.
My name is Soyirindhi Hore. My job title is that of an HR manager, and I have been working with Verizon since November 2019. I'm based out of India. My work location is Bangalore. So there are a lot of things which I love to do in my spare time, ranging from Zumba, which because I love dancing, I like listening to music, playing with my daughter. I also spend some time in prayer. At the time of my interviews, I met such amazing people. They resonated with the thought process and the kind of values that I come with. It compelled me to get inside VZ World and see what it had to offer for me. The whole concept of the we before me, where you realize that you're building this company together as a team, and that's an enormous driver for success. Secondly, the kind of focus the company has on its people. The one thing which I did very passionately was the volunteering bit. And there are an amazing number of initiatives that we came up with in collaboration with the CSR teams. But I personally drove 2 projects. Both of them were very well received. That really highlights my career till date. I hope to continue to be able to create an impact with my work, continue with the volunteering and continuing with initiatives like those which truly inspire me. I used to do some little bit of creative writing when I was a kid and when I was in school, but I lost that along the way. So I've seemed to have gone back to that talent or whatever. So I hope that maybe one day I'll publish some books and people will buy and read them. If you want to work for a place which values and respects its people, provides you ample opportunities for learning, your development and your growth, also coupled with lots of fun and lots of collaboration, meeting new people, meeting teams across geographies, you should look nowhere else. This is the place where you should be working for.
good whys there. Thank you for sharing your story. We'll continue bringing you those My Why stories every week. If you want to go check them out, we've got them for you on the Inside Verizon app, as well as going to InsideVerizon.com. Now, another part of Verizon Media that Guru did mention our access with Yahoo Finance and Yahoo Sports, specifically the fantasy season, right? We're rolling into baseball, and fantasy drafting is open for the Major League Baseball season throughout the season this year. Chris recently caught up with Scott Pianowski, who is the lead Yahoo Fantasy baseball writer, to get his thoughts on the beginning of baseball season, and really more than that, but what it all means to us to have the sport back.
Baseball is hope. Baseball is, it's family lineage. It's fathers playing catches with sons and daughters and stuff like that. There's so much good about the game, and I feel like there's a way we share baseball in our families and with our friends that maybe doesn't completely translate to other sports. And it hurts to not have that, because it's part of, it's part of the renewal of spring, the hope of spring, the idea that something good can happen. I think we really miss that right now.
Yeah, and baseball is back. You can hear more of that interview with Scott and Chris, again, InsideVerizon.com. We've got it there. Scott, passionate not only about America's pastime because of fantasy implications, but also about how it could bring us all back together. And speaking of something really cool with baseball, let's go ahead and take that slide. We want to hear from some Mets fans. Now, courtesy of our relationship with the team, we can offer about a dozen V-teamers a chance to be in CitiField for the shortened season. This is what the Mets are doing here. Really cool, and I noticed this in the games over the weekends. Send us your best Mets story and photos to live@verizon.com or on social media for your chance to take in the games this season. Again, about 12 V-teamers will be able to put there in the stands at CitiField. Good luck, Mr. Met is rooting for you. And looking ahead to some other things that are happening this week, if we want to go ahead and take the video, our second episode of Next 20 will be released today at 3 p.m. Eastern, streaming live on Twitter, exploring voter education and how advocates on the front lines are working to ensure that every vote counts. Hear from change makers to explore the inspiration behind behind their activism and their ideas to build a more better future. From the series, we hope to accelerate their calls for change and move the world forward for good. So again, make sure you get out there and vote this November and tune in this afternoon, 3 p.m. on Twitter to watch the next of the Next 20 series. Excited to see that. And finally, today, a reminder, make sure you've got your calendars marked for this Friday, July 24th at noon Eastern. That will be our 2Q earnings results. Big day where we take the opportunity to tell Wall Street investors and us as employees how we performed in the second quarter. But we'll be hosting the results webcast with Hans and the entire senior leadership team. A lot of good questions in for that, so you want to see what gets answered live. And if you have other questions, you can send them to us at live@verizon.com. But they'll talk about how we did in the quarter and what we need to focus on for the remainder of the year. Look forward to that. We'll be back with you there at noon. So that will do it for us today. Hope you all have a great Tuesday. And until next time, you're up to speed.